Hello. I'm starting a little bit early today, but mostly because I want to talk to you guys about the offers that are coming out this week. So I'll talk about that first, and then we'll get into the training. Also, just tell me how you are. I feel like there was like a massive energy shift this weekend. Did anybody else feel like that? And I'm just really excited. I feel really focused. I have lots of clarity. All the exciting things, and the weather's warmer. Maybe that's the energy shift, is just sunshine. Okay, so a couple things I wanted to, a couple of, I guess, housekeeping kind of things. I wanted to tell you guys that, first of all, thank you. If you filled out the survey for the mastermind, I can't even tell you, we had over 20 people take the survey, and I can't even tell you how helpful that was for Marcia and I. So we are actually relaunching the mastermind as a full 3-month program this week. We basically are just spacing out. It's the same program. So if you looked over the mastermind before, it's the same program, but we're actually spacing it out over 3 months. So there will be one call a week. We are deciding between Mondays and Wednesdays, one call a week for 3 months, probably going to do a 5 p.m. time, just so that if there are people who have kids or have a 9 to 5, or you just don't want to interrupt your workday, if you're a small business, full-time freelancer. So we're thinking about doing the call at 5. And we are relaunching that. So it's 3 months. And I'm going to launch the full schedule of trainings. But we're relaunching that. It's for 3 months at full price payment is $888. And then we're doing a payment plan of 3 payments for $333. So you'll just pay $333 each month of Mastermind. Because we just got such great pricing feedback from you guys, and then pretty much everybody wanted a longer program. So super excited about that. Everyone who joins is also going to get a full hour one-to-one coaching session with both Marcia and I. And I think Marcia's is going to include a human design reading. So lots of really cool stuff is coming up in the group program sector. I'm so excited to do that with Marcia. So I will, as soon as that's all ready to go, probably sometime later today, I will post that in here. And I'm sure Marcia and I are going to do some Facebook Lives in this group and her group, just talking through the program and kind of giving you guys a little, appetizer of what you can expect. The next thing I want to talk about, which I am so excited about, is my new one-to-one coaching program called Ignite. This program is like no other private coaching program that I know to exist. So what we're going to be doing in Ignite is we're going to be doing this whole program where you're going to have the 2-hour strategy call with me. You're going to have regular coaching calls with me. But in addition to that, we are going to do a full overhaul of all the copywriting in your business. So I am basically going to help you either rewrite your entire business when it comes to copywriting, your website, your email sequences. If you don't have those, we will create them. I am not going to do everything for you, because then I'm basically with the copy rewrite, I'm going to help guide you and also help edit and come up with copywriting ideas. But it's so important that copywriting comes from your voice, because you and your voice are going to attract your ideal client, which is what we'll get into today. So Ignite is going to include full copywriting overhaul of your entire business to really call in that next level client for you. It is going to include a more in-depth content plan. So we will come up with a 3-month content plan for you, for your business. I'm going to keep you accountable. And then we're also going to come up with a promotional plan to get you seen and heard. I will be putting together some kind of PR plan for you. We'll work on a pitch letter and a media kit to get you on podcasts. So this Ignite private coaching program is just going to literally what it says. It's going to ignite your business. It is going to take you from, and this program is really for someone who has their business going, but they've hit this plateau. They don't know how to escape from this like $3,000 price point for a wedding photographer, or if they're a service-based entrepreneur, they just can't break out of their current pricing cycle, and they've just plateaued and they're just not sure where to go. They have all these great ideas, but they really need help focusing their ideas and coming up with a strategic plan to just totally fire up their business and get the heck out of that plateau. I have been in those plateaus. They are frustrating, and sometimes you just need that literal spark under your butt to just like get it going again. And so let me know if you're interested in Ignite. That is probably launching towards the end of the week, but I am so excited for that. I'm only offering 5 spots for that because I'm going to be doing so much work with those clients on helping them clarify their ideal client, copywriting, creating content. So I'm taking a much more hands-on approach to this coaching program. So I'm only taking 5 people with this program. So let me know if you are interested. I can't wait to unveil all of that goodness and just fun branding and all of that stuff with you guys soon. But let's get started. Oh, I have some resources for you guys. So I made a PDF cheat sheet. I'm going to dump this right in the Facebook group right now. Where's the live? I created a cheat sheet for you guys just for this training. Because I just think it'll be helpful. There's another resource I'm going to share with you guys. So definitely download that PDF. It's basically going to guide you into how to really clarify how to speak to your ideal client. Now, if you don't know who your ideal client is, I'm pretty sure I have a training on that. Look through the events in the Facebook group, but you can't do this without knowing exactly who your ideal client is. So in order to be a magnet for your ideal client, you have to have a deep understanding of who she is. And so this is, and like, here's the thing. So you're going to have an evolution of who your ideal client is, right? You're going to start working with people, and then your ideal client will change pretty much every time you like level up in pricing. So I made this guide for you. So every time you raise your prices, you need to go through this and filter through your copywriting to reach this new ideal client, because they are going to want to hear different things from you. They're going to have different struggles. They're going to want different results from you. And I tried to make this as general as I possibly could so that really any kind of business could take this and really get a lot out of it. Sorry, you guys. I'm like, my throat is so dry. Is it allergies? I don't know. Pregnancy? Probably. And so being this magnet for your ideal client really starts with having this deep understanding of who she is. And I think if you're not sure where to start with that, I would start with what are her struggles? And it's hard. I know it's hard like to identify like with wedding photography clients or just wedding clients, like what is their problem? Like their problem is that they need a vendor for their wedding, right? So maybe if you are trying to identify and really have a deep understanding of who your ideal client is, like maybe you think about like, okay, what pieces of the product I offer are most important? Or like if you're a wedding photographer, and you're trying to nail down who let's say you want to call in a $5,000 wedding photography client. What does your $5,000 ideal client want from you? What results do they want from you? So you're going to get to that in this cheat sheet, but really just think about what results they want from you and what's really important to them when they experience your product. So that's probably a really great place to start. So let's think about the differences, right? And I was just on a coaching call with one of my photography clients, and I told her, we went over frequency separation when it comes to retouching skin in photos. That was not something I offered clients when I was at a $3,000 price point. I think it's a very important skill to have if you want to eventually charge more than like $5,000 or more for a wedding package, because it is just that $5,000 level of a product. So sorry, Amazon notifications. So as you raise your prices, you should be able to offer new skill sets. You should have experience. You should have more experience. You should have been crafting a skill. You should have been investing in courses. Otherwise, you can't raise your prices. You can't raise your prices if you're just like chilling like this. Okay. So if you're going to but like if you are constantly honing in on your skill, you're experimenting, you're investing in courses on Photoshop, you're investing in courses on artificial light as a photographer, you're constantly crafting and improving your skill, then you must raise your prices, right? You have to make up for that investment you've made in your time and in courses. And so figuring out, okay, so I want to charge $5,000 for a wedding. You have to figure out what your $5,000 product is, right? And so for me, one of those was like, I Photoshop probably like 60 to 100 images per wedding. That's skin retouching, editing out distractions. Yes, it takes me more time, but I'm charging the client more money to do so. So figure out what your $5,000 product is. Definitely make sure you can justify charging $5,000 for a wedding, or in my case for coaching, right? So with my new coaching program, I'm going outside I'm offering some new things, right? So I'm going to be charging more for those. I'm offering a deeper level of service. So think about what your $5,000 product is. If you are in retail, maybe you want to go from a $50 product to a $100 product, but what is that product and who wants it, right? So one of the first things I want you to do as far as so the way that I do copywriting is I will actually go in a Google Doc. I like using Google Doc because then if I come up with something really great, I can literally copy and paste it to my website like that. And then I just love Google Docs because they save things every 2 seconds. So the first question I have on this PDF is, what words is your dream client attracted to? I don't know if anyone here follows Darcy Benencoza, but I'm now on my second year of coaching with her. And she was talking about how modern and romantic are so overused. Everyone's using that in the wedding industry. Like, how can you find words that are different and just stand out, right? And so I want to share this website with you because it was so helpful for me to do this exercise where I'm like, okay, what new, fresh, exciting words do I want to use to call in this new level of clientele? And so this is called I'm pretty sure I got this from one of Kinsey Madsen's courses. It's awesome. It's so helpful. So it's literally a list of positive, pleasurable feelings. So go through this list. I literally went through this list, every single letter, and just pulled words that felt unique and exciting to me and just felt like that higher level of clientele. And so go through every single grouping here and just pull out the words that vibe, that just feel right. You don't have to use every single one of them. But what you're going to do is you're going to create this Google Doc where you now have a bunch of brand new words to use to attract a new client, or to just like, we're all on Instagram all the time. We hear women empowerment over and over again. Like, how can we say this differently so that somebody, when they're scrolling, they stop and say, oh, hey, I've never seen those words together, right? While also still being in line with your ideal client. Okay, this one's like one of my favorite things to do ever, because when you run a business, it's all about results. It's all about the transformation, right? And so the next thing here on this PDF is, what dream result will you get your clients? For wedding photographers, like, I know I have one of my coaching clients loves when her clients say that they feel like their photos could be in a magazine. That's a dream result, right? For me, I had one of my coaching clients closed in on $100,000 in just Q1. That's a dream result for me, right? What are the dream results that you are going to get your ideal client? And like, go big with these, go crazy. Because when you can identify these, you can kind of start to backtrack. Okay, what are the things that I can create to make this experience better? You know, if I want to help my clients reach money goals, was there a strategy or formula that helped my other client? How can we work backwards from those, basically? And then you want to go through and identify your ideal client's needs. So if you're a wedding photographer or in the wedding industry, right, like, their needs are, they need a vendor. But let's go beyond that, right? They need a vendor who communicates on time. They need a vendor who's excited to do their wedding. They need a vendor that is like friendly. They need a wedding vendor that's going to show up for them. They need a wedding vendor that is helpful, one that doesn't just like book them and then they don't hear from them for a year until the wedding comes around. What does your ideal client need? Okay, and now we get into like the deeper work, and this is where I usually can pull out content ideas on how to like market to my ideal clients with integrity, because like, nobody wants to be like sleazy soul too, right? So the next one on this page is, how does your ideal client need you to show up for them? And so it kind of goes back to needs, but it's a little bit more of a deeper question. So how do they need you to show up for them? Do they need more inspirational photos from you? Do they need to see really cool, like, inspirational curated mood boards that you make? Do they need to see more of your creativity? Do they need to see more of your honesty, more of your vulnerability? I'm in a position right now where I am digging really deep into this, because if you didn't see what happened with Rachel Hollis over the weekend, basically for me, after watching all of that, I'm like, okay, how am I going to, I need to decide how my how my community needs me to show up, and what I need to do for them to make sure that they feel like I'm being authentic, I have integrity in my business, right? So like, it's just a big, deep question to think about. And so think about energetically, like, how do they need you to show up for them energetically? Sometimes, especially for me, someone who talks a lot for their business, a podcast, coming on live here with you guys, like, sometimes I literally need to put like an energy hat on because I know what it's like to learn from boring teachers, right? So what I want to do is show up and be really excited and passionate about what I'm teaching you guys, because the last thing anybody needs is a boring teacher, right? Because that's just a waste of everyone's time. So how do they need you to show up energetically in your Instagram stories, in your emails with them, in your phone calls with them? right? Like, how do they need you to show up energetically so that they connect with you and they feel that magnetism? What content do they need from you? Like, if you are in the wedding industry, and I keep going back to that just because I know I have a lot of wedding vendor people in my community. Um, but like, could you serve them with like really great resources? Create really great resources for your clients that they get served periodically through their experience with you. Um, what tone do they need to be spoken to? With like for me, I have um like I never know, like sometimes I know what my clients need to talk about, sometimes I don't. So I need to like make quick decisions in how I need to talk to them, right? And like what tone I need to use. So thinking about tone as well. If you are a wedding photographer, you can really control that experience and know the tone that you want to speak to your clients in. And if you're not totally sure about what I mean by tone, so for me, my tone in my emails, my tone in most of my marketing content is pretty upbeat. It's pretty celebratory, approachable, um, and then there might be like somebody might want to have a more luxury polished way of speaking. So somebody who does this great is my business coach, Darcy Benincosa. She has a much more polished way um, of writing on Instagram, of writing her sales pages. So, and she has her own unique brand, right? So that's important for her. So think about the tone that you want to come across and the tone that you want to use when you're attracting your ideal client. So for me, it's like it's more casual. Celebratory is always something that I want to include in my language and my energy. So just think about the tone that you guys want to express when you're talking to your ideal client. Okay, this one's another favorite. What does your ideal client deserve from you? What do they deserve from you? For me, I'm thinking about this right now when it comes to leadership, right? What does my community deserve to hear from me as a leader, right? What does your ideal client deserve from you? Again, this can kind of go back to your ideal client's needs, but I really want you to think about like let's see, for wedding vendors, like what do they deserve from you? They deserve like a beautiful product, right? Whether it's flowers, wedding photography, stationery. Maybe if you are more of a service, like a coach or something like me, they deserve like an easy client experience. Like they deserve to have easy access to their recorded calls, easy access to my courses, easy access to the other benefits that they get from me. I want to make sure it's easy, right? They deserve to have this easy experience. What else do your clients deserve? Kind of brainstorm around that, right? Like for me, the other thing is like my coaching clients, my community, I have this passion that everyone deserves to have a business that feels like that feels like fun, right? I don't think running your business should feel like torture, because like, why would any of us become our own bosses and start our own businesses if it was just going to be 24/7 torture, right? I believe that our businesses deserve to feel fun. So think about what your ideal client deserves from you. And then what does your ideal client deserve to receive when they purchase your product? Do you have a product that might need some more customer service than something else? Like when they purchase a $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 wedding photography package with you, do they deserve to get a package in the mail with prints? Do they deserve a framed photo of them? How are you presenting the product? What are the words that you're saying when you deliver the product? What do they deserve to receive when they get your product? And then how will your ideal client feel as they are experiencing your product? What feelings do you want them to feel? And honestly, you could probably just start with like naming words here. And then you can kind of build those out as you go through them. And then my favorite thing of all, when you're thinking about calling in a new client, sorry guys, the water, my throat was so dry. Write the testimonial of your dreams. I have my coaching clients do this. And what I want to tell you is that in order for this to be really effective, you need to be really elaborate and really specific and have your, your ideal client report quantitative results. What are the life-changing results, right? And make this like a paragraph. Like I would say 10 sentences at the very minimum is what you should be spending your time is how long this section should be, because then you can kind of reverse engineer from here. So when you have this dream testimonial, you can say, and this is exactly how I created the Ignite program. I put together this dream testimonial, and then I was like, okay, how do I offer a program? How do I design and create a program that will give people these results? And I literally worked backwards from there. So this is one of the most, if you are you don't have a ton of time, this is the one that is going to be the most impactful and the most powerful, is going to be writing this testimonial, this dream testimonial from your ideal client, and really spending the time to be specific here, and then working your way backwards. Okay, how can I create a product that will get me this review, that will get my clients these results, or this product? So I linked the PDF here. And then I linked the desire map with those words. I think it's a great place to start, because here's the thing, copywriting for your ideal client can seem so overwhelming at first. And so I really want you to just start with these words that feel right, that feel connective, that feel fresh for you, to really just revamp how you're talking to your ideal client. Or if you're calling in this new client, words that feel great for them. But just start with words. Just start with this like a word cloud almost. And then I promise you, you'll get these sparks and you'll be able to go from there and just and if you're someone who likes to write things out, I wanted to make something printable for you. So you can print out this PDF, or you can just copy. I think you can copy. Let's see. Yeah, you can just copy these. What I would do is copy the questions, go in a Google Doc, right click, paste without formatting, and then you can just dump your responses in the Google Doc. Again, that's how I prefer to do things, because then I can just really quickly, if I come up with something great, a lot of times I will get Instagram captions out of these exercises. So if I feel like I have something great, I'll just pull it out, schedule it in an Instagram post, or schedule an email, or put it on my website. So I like having that fast ability to just copy and paste. But yeah, let me know if you guys have questions on the PDF, on I think that the desires map words is really going to be helpful for you guys to comb through and kind of just get inspired. And I will see you guys on Thursday. Let me know if you have questions on the mastermind or Ignite. I can't wait to launch those things properly this week. And yeah, have a good day. Enjoy the weather while it's so nice and sunny. I will talk to you guys soon.